I'm working on the front of the house. I've decided to put in a little patio right there, a little paver area, so I can set up a bench and some potted plants and things. The deer are really bad here. And I say that in a nice way because I like the deer, but they eat everything. So there's nothing in front of the yard, and I thought I'd start working on it. I bought some deer-friendly plants up on the patio, or up on the front porch. But as you can see, it's really rocky. That's a lot of the rocks I've been digging up. But I'm going to clear this all out, make a nice little patio, and then landscape around it. I decided this time that I would take a picture of the before so everybody can see how there's nothing here. These flower beds, I don't know if they've had anything in them in years. There was some dead oaks there that we got cut back, and the sprinkler system was trash. After about $1,000 and almost every head replaced, as you can see, all these are brand new heads, I have a functioning sprinkler system, so I can put in some things in the flower bed. Anyway, that's my project for this spring. Kind of spruce this up a little bit and make it look nice. Okay, I have put the paver base down, and it's kind of a clay rock mixture. And I've tamped it down. I've got it sloped so it'll drain away from the house. I mean, this house is on a high slab, so it's not like it's going to cause any kind of issues anyway. But still, I don't want it to puddle. So it's sloping. And I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to put paver edging around it next, and then put the sand down and the pavers. We should be in business. I forgot to take some videos, but here's the progress so far. I decided to use a different product for underneath the pavers. Generally, you put the paver base and then sand, and then the pavers on top. And I did that. I put the paver base because I dug out so much of this to get down to ground that wasn't flower bed. And so I put in a few inches of, about 3-4 inches of paver base, and then about 2 inches of sand instead of the normal 3 to 4. And instead I'm using this product that's about 1 inch thick, maybe not quite 1 inch. And you cut it to fit the area. And since I had such a free-form design here, I thought it might be useful. It has allowed me, for one thing, I've lined up the pavers with the squares themselves, so it's given me a way to start in the middle. Usually with pavers you have to start on the edge and work your way, which is fine, except none of my edges are technically straight. I mean, the back edge over there is a straight edge, but the rest of them I kind of curved with the walkways and the driveway, and so it was going to be a lot of cuts anyway. And I thought, well, you know, this product would allow me to lay the base, and then I can walk on it. Whereas the sand, once you scree the sand level, you can't walk on it because you got to put your pavers on it. You use the sand to actually level the pavers. But since I leveled the sand and then put this on top, you can walk on it. So that's pretty great for anybody who has laid pavers before. I'm really liking it. We'll see how the finished product holds up. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but if it holds up, it's really a game changer. It allows you to lay it more like you would lay a tile floor in a house. So anyway, that's the progress. I'm cutting the rocks for the edge of the patio now that I'm at that point. And of course, it's the coldest day we've had in the past you know, 3 weeks. 60 degrees, and here I am using a wet saw. And the rock I picked is thicker than my blade. Okay, just so you know. See if you can see that. Here's the rock, there's my blade. So I have to make double cuts, and I can't have the hood that keeps the water from spraying in my face. So I have to clear my goggles after every cut or every half cut. Anyway, fun times. Hopefully I'll be done with laying these by the end of the day. I had just gotten finished making the final cut for my little patio. So excited. It only took me about 3 hours yesterday and an hour today to finish up the cuts. So not too bad, really. I didn't have any major mistakes. I didn't have a wasted brick. There's my leftovers from cuts. So that's not too bad. Just a cut per brick around the edges, and some of them I was able to use for a separate cut. So I utilized as much as I can. I have no leftover rocks, so I'm excited. Those 2 little rocks over there are stepping stones to get into and out of this little patio, because I didn't make a walkway into it. But I'm really pleased. Now I'm gonna have to blow all the trash off the top real quick with the blower, and then I'll put in my paver sand, water it down, and see how it looks. Yay! Okay, I'm dumped some of the sand on here, the paver sand. And when this stuff gets wet, it turns into it's like a mild cement. It clings to itself, but it's not as strong as, say, regular cement, or even what you the mortar between bricks. But it does a good job, and it stabilizes the pavers. So I'm dumping it on and sweeping it in. All you do is just sweep it between the cracks, and then you can tamp it down a little bit, and then you water it, and you can add more if you need to. I am almost done. I have the patio in, which I'm very pleased with it. It looks really good. I'm going to put one more layer of the sand that goes between the pavers, and yeah, that should be done. I put my plants out so I can kind of see how things are going to look. Bushes in the back, and things that are mid-height, and then things that are kind of ground cover. Some rosemary over there. I'd be very selective on what I can plant, because we have such a huge deer population. So it has to be things that the deer dislike. I have a lot of garlic, lavender, strong tasting, smelling, or textures they don't like cedar and ferns. They don't really care for ferns. So that's where I am. I'm just going to be digging holes. I did plant 4 of the plants, some of the grasses, and one of the ferns, but I've still got a lot to do. Anyway, I've got a bench ordered for this, and a couple of little side tables. I've got some other patio furniture I'm going to bring out. It's going to be kind of open. I'm going to put potted plants, I think, on the corners, and just enjoy it when the kids are out here front playing, because we do a lot out here in the front. I'm just about finished with my patio. Keith and I have spent the day putting landscaping fabric and mulch down, and we're waiting on the bench I have ordered to finish up placing stuff on the patio itself. But overall, I like it. It's really changed the look of the area. We still have some more mulch to put in. And of course the bushes and all are tiny. They've got to grow. But once the bushes fill in, back there and over there, I think it'll break up the front of the house a little bit more. There was just literally nothing here. Overall, I'm pretty pleased. The stepping stones are working well, getting in and out. And I like it.